Hello everyone and welcome back to Riverbank Railways. Sorry it's been so long since the last video. Very busy with work in the last couple of months, and work does take priority over modelling because you got to get the money first before you can start modelling, so haven't had as much time for trains. But I have made it a start on the last few weeks. It was cutting away the excess baseboard. So as I mentioned before, I'm going for open plan, especially with the upper levels, and you can see I've started to do that here. So we're basically cutting away any piece of baseboard that we don't need and just leaving in place anything that needs to support the track. So the big tricky bit with this was, now that I had all the track laid in place exactly where I wanted it, how do I mark the baseboard, which is going to be sealed and painted? How do I mark it in such a way that I know exactly, like to the millimeter, where the track goes back, and I don't have to figure it all out again because the track has already been cut perfectly. So what I came up with, I couldn't use marker or pen or drill holes or anything like that because there's going to be cork going down as well under the track. So what I came up with was just to use a metal ruler, and because I'm using plywood, which is quite soft, all you need to do is to run the metal ruler, just gently press down along by the side of the rail, and maybe do that 5 or 6 times, pressing harder each time to get a groove. And what you're going to leave is an indentation in the wood, and then because it's indented, when you paint it, the indent shows through, so you can see. And then when everything is done, you have the marks left in the wood. I suppose you can see it probably here. You see the groove going along? And that tells me, even though it's a small space, it tells me the track goes exactly here, and I cut the cork exactly here. And because you're making grooves across the lines and stuff, you know exactly where to line it up. See, that one's a bit off there, so we'll just move it in. And now that's exactly where it goes. And once you have that done, so you go around the rails. I use my trusty little rail gauge here with a pencil, just to go around the rails, so that there's an equidistant mark along each rail. So if you run it along like that, then you get a pencil mark. It's about, I think it's about 5 centimeters or something like that, away from the rail. And that gives you enough space to cut so that everything is equidistant. And then you get a piece of wood like this, so you're cutting out in sections. And once you know where that's going, then what you do is, because the baseboard would have been, fixed here or here, you know the piece of wood that's going to be left, so you can drill new holes and fix the baseboard down before you start to cut out, because the minute you start cutting out, everything's going to move. So you fix everything down first and then start cutting with the jigsaw up as far as you can with the frame, and cut a little bit here and stuff. And only when that's done, unscrew the whole piece, and then you can cut out the remaining parts. And that means that when you bring the piece back, the holes are going to line up exactly, and everything will fit exactly right back in place. So you can see here, see the holes are like there, and then the grooves are lining up. So you don't have to figure out where the track is going again once you come back, because all that work has been done. So once you have the piece of wood, then give it a sand. I used a white undercoat here just to seal the whole piece of wood. And you can see the back and front, or the bottom and top are done. And then, because white's not a great colour if you're going to do scenery and stuff, it doesn't really look like muck, so I got a bitter chocolate just from a hardware store, just some ordinary paint, and give it a couple of coats. You can see this one has 1 coat, and then give it a couple of coats and you get something nice and smooth like this. And that's a good ground cover. So like if you're doing ground cover or static grass or whatever and you miss a spot, it's going to be brown and it's going to look okay. Plus it looks quite slick. It gives a nice kind of look to the layout. And the advantage then is, because all of that has been cut away, this is going to be a big scenic area and stuff, but it allows you to use foam and stuff. Once you fill this in, you can go down without having to cut through wood. So you can make the rail look like it's up on an embankment or something. Even if it's not, you can just give it that appearance, and you're not using as much wood as well. And the second reason I did this was because this section over here, for example, this is going to be completely covered with an upper section. So by cutting all this away, you can see the amount of space I now have. Like a lot of this will go as well, but I'll be able to get in underneath if something goes wrong on the track, or something derails, or I need to fix some wiring, but also to access the point motors that are on the upper level. I'll be able to get in underneath there and have a look, because otherwise that'll be all locked away, and that wouldn't be a good idea. So that's what I've been doing. It's a nice simple process, kind of worked out. So I just have to rinse and repeat now over the next few weeks. Hopefully by the time I do the next video, this lower level will all be done. This area here will probably, most of the baseboard will stay, because it's going to be like station and yard and everything. There's no point in cutting away anything there. So the whole thing, but then under here is going to be cut away as well, because I don't need as much there. And yep, that's everything. So thank you very much. Short video this month. We have this simple process, and it's won't say it's boring, it's enjoyable to do, it's painting and it's quite relaxing and stuff, but you just have to get through this stage to get to the next stage, so just have to go and do it. And if you're at the baseboard laying stage, I hope this gives you a few ideas, maybe a few tricks or something. That's why I do these videos, to help other people who may not know how to do them. And yeah, thank you very much. I will see you next month. Bye.